When you're able to do what I'm about to tell you now, women automatically feel sexually attracted to you. They automatically see you as the man. They see you as being powerful. They see you as sexy. And the thing is, most guys out there struggle to do this. And most women out there are desperately looking for this sort of trait in a man, right? They really need that trait in a man in order to truly feel like, okay, this guy is the man. So I'll tell you what it is, and then I'll explain why women want it so much and how it affects them so positively and so deeply. So it is when you're able to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. So try to remember a situation in your life where you've been around some people and there has been a guy or a man who is totally comfortable in a situation that makes pretty much everyone else in the group feel uncomfortable. He's not feeling flustered, he's not worrying, he's not darting his eyes around looking at everyone else like, oh, you know, what's going on here sort of thing. And one of those guys who is looking to be reassured and comforted and protected by others in the group. There's a man who just is able to remain composed under pressure, right? So it's a bit of a pressured situation or a bit of an awkward situation or a situation that would cause others to feel nervous, but he's not nervous, right? So that makes a woman feel sexually attracted to you. Whether you're on a date with her just by yourself or you're meeting her for the first time, you're in a relationship with her, you're in the bedroom with her, and so forth. Women want to see that trait from you. And the fundamental reason why is that women want to feel protected by a man. And why do they want that, right? Why do men have to give women that feeling of protection, right? Why don't we men want to be protected by a woman? Why don't we seek that and need that from women? Well, we don't, because we're masculine. Our brain chemistry is different to women, and we have high levels of testosterone in comparison to women. So they don't feel as brave or quote-unquote tough as we do, right? Women, as I've said in some recent videos, women are not tough guys, right? If you think about it that way, it's a way to understand it, right? When women go through the world, they feel differently compared to men. They don't walk through the world in the same way that we do, unless they're a butch type of woman who's a UFC fighter or some MMA fighter who can beat a man in a fight, right? But the majority of women out there want to feel protected by a man. And that doesn't mean that a man has to be some big tough guy, right? When we recorded our program Confessions of a Natural with Mark the Master, he's a really short guy. I'm 5'9" in terms of height, and he's shorter than me, and he's skinny. And we used to go out picking up women, and he'd pick up models and so forth. And it was mind-blowing even for us because of how short he was, how skinny he was, but he still ended up with the beautiful women, even tall women. It was quite mind-blowing, and we called him Mark the Master because he's just a master at this sort of stuff that I'm telling you about. And here's a sample clip of the 2-hour Confessions of a Natural interview that we did with Mark.
All right, so tell us now, like, what are some experiences that you had early on, you had with a woman that really demonstrated to you and really made you realize that you were good with women?
Oh, yeah, I used to catch the train home from school every day. I was 15 years old, and there was this gorgeous girl who used to sit on the carriage and get the same train as me every day. And every guy would just be like, oh, my God, no one to talk to her. And everyone used to sit there and stare at this girl. But I decided that I'm going to actually talk to this girl. Yeah. And I thought, at the end of the day, I've got nothing to lose. Everyone else is too afraid to talk to her. So I thought, why not? So I got on the train and I went over and I sat directly opposite her. And I looked her in the eye and I said, how you going? And she was like, good. And for a second I was like, oh my God, she's actually talking to me. What do I do now? But yeah, it was great. And, we struck up a conversation and ended up going out with her for 6 months.
Nice. Well played, sir.
Just because you had the balls to sit next or sit opposite her and say hello.
So what Mark is describing there is something that I had to figure out as well, right? I was previously a nervous, insecure type of guy around women that I found attractive, but I changed my mindset. The confidence that I began to experience immediately allowed me to begin attracting women so much easier. The confidence that I had back then wasn't as strong as my confidence now, but it was a lot better than most guys when they're interacting with women. Most guys feel uncomfortable when they're interacting with attractive women, yet I quickly got to the point where I was totally comfortable around women that I found attractive, and they found that very arousing. Women immediately see you as sexy, attractive, and powerful, even if you're not a powerful guy in the world. They sense your power. They sense your potential as a man. They sense that you're a guy that they could feel safe around. You're a guy who is confident. You're a guy who is sure of himself. And as I said, my confidence back then wasn't as strong as it is now, but it's more than enough for most attractive women that you meet, because the majority of guys don't feel comfortable around women that they find attractive. They become nervous, unsure of themselves, and so on. And the thing is, this is a mindset, this is a way of being that you get to decide by yourself, right? You don't need to become big and powerful and be super strong in order to then feel like, yeah, look, I'm comfortable because I can beat up anyone here, sort of thing, right? I'm just so muscular, I'm so strong, I know all these fighting techniques, and no one can mess with me, so therefore I'm going to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. No, you don't need to do all that first, right? You can just be as you are, but begin to feel comfortable in situations that make other people feel uncomfortable. Just begin to do it. Initially, you'll have to encourage yourself to do it. You'll find yourself feeling nervous and awkward and uncomfortable in certain situations. And if you remember what I've told you, you can tell yourself then in that moment, actually, be comfortable in this moment. Be comfortable in this situation. I'll be the one who is comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. You then watch how not only women find you attractive and respect you, but other men in the group begin to respect you. Right? They see you as someone that deserves that respect because you are strong. You are someone that they feel protected by, that they feel safe and secure around, because you're not freaking out. You're not worrying. And it doesn't mean that you don't care about anything in an uncomfortable situation or an urgent situation. If something's urgent, you still need to figure out what to do, but you're still okay. Right? You're able to handle it. You're able to make decisions and say, okay, what do we need to do here? Let's do that. And make a decision. Get it done. Rather than freaking out, panicking, and looking to others to console you or to be the one who's going to have a clear head in the situation. Let it be you. Now, before I give you some more tips on how to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, such as being on a first date with a woman, I'll point out that if you want to learn my best ever confidence technique that I won't be able to share on YouTube because it's in The Flow, then I recommend that you read my ebook The Flow or listen to the audiobook version. The Flow is how to go from start to finish with a woman. So the start of an interaction all the way to getting a phone number, kissing, having sex, or setting up a date, whichever you want to do first. The Flow includes my tested, proven to work techniques for getting a kiss on the first night, sex on the first night, kiss on the first date, sex on the first date, or if you want to wait later than that, you can do it on the second date or third date, it's fine. The same techniques that you can use on a first date will work on a second or third date. Essentially, it's how to flow from one step to the next with a woman, how to go from start to finish. Okay, so now back to being comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. So what ends up happening is that when a woman meets a guy in person for the first time, or if she's on a date with him, she looks to see how he is feeling in the moment, right, in the situation. And if she begins to notice that he's uncomfortable, he is unsure of himself, he's tense, he's feeling awkward and nervous, then it doesn't give her that instinctive feeling that he would be able to handle himself in other uncomfortable situations around people. And therefore, it's less likely that men are going to respect him and look up to him. Yet, when you are one of the rare guys who doesn't feel uncomfortable on dates with women or during first interactions with women, they feel a deep attraction for you. It's sexually attractive because you seem like the sort of guy that she would feel safe around. You're a guy who can be totally comfortable and at ease in a situation that usually makes pretty much every other guy seem awkward, tense, nervous, and unsure of himself. Her instinct of attraction is then on because she feels like, okay, this is a man. This is a real man. This is a man that I will feel safe around. That is sexually arousing for women, right? It's not sexually arousing for a man when he sees a woman who's really tough and butch and so forth, right? But when a woman is around a guy who, regardless of his physical size, even if he's very small like Mark, when she's around a man who is comfortable in uncomfortable situations, it turns her instinct of attraction on. She feels sexually attracted. If you then know how to display other traits that are attractive to women that I teach in the flow, then women feel intense attraction for you. They want you. This is how it's done naturally.